Alright. Ryan. Let's move on to the Diddy trial. Sean "Diddy" Combs is not walking out of the courthouse a free man. Though he might have thought he would for a moment. He was acquitted on the most serious charges, the racketeering and sex trafficking charges, but was found guilty on 2 counts of transporting prostitutes. He wasn't hit with any domestic violence charges, as those were outside the statute of limitations. Right. When the verdict was read, Diddy reportedly collapsed to the floor, hands clasped in prayer. He thanked the jurors, and it seemed for a second that he believed he was about to walk free. But the judge quickly said no. Interestingly, the judge cited the very domestic violence that was on video, the incident he couldn't be tried for, as a key reason for denying him bail before sentencing. This highlights a fascinating gray area in the law, where accusations, even those not formally charged, can influence decisions like bail and keep someone behind bars. Clearly, the jury didn't see this as a criminal conspiracy. Diddy's lawyers made a clever argument. They admitted that the infamous freak-offs were meticulously planned. Combs would delegate tasks: you get the drugs, you handle the baby oil, you bring the women, but they contended that these individuals were not co-conspirators. They were merely his flunkies, employees paid to do a job. The defense argued that applying a RICO charge here would be a dangerous precedent, making it possible to charge anyone for conspiracy if they didn't single-handedly carry out every aspect of a crime. It's like arguing you conspired with a gun store owner just because you bought a handgun from them before committing a crime. The underlying acts might be illegal, but layering a conspiracy charge on top of it didn't convince this jury. This is likely why the prosecution failed. It seems bundling everything into a massive RICO case was a strategic mistake. An overconfident move by a team that, it's worth noting, included Maureen Comey, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey. Now, to be clear, Combs could still face up to 20 years in prison. He was convicted on 2 counts, each carrying a maximum of 10 years. And he has been denied bail until his sentencing on October 3rd. However, given sentencing guidelines, a full 20-year term is highly unlikely. The question of his criminal history came up. Is he a first-time offender? Far from it. His record is long, though filled with acquittals and minor consequences. There was the tragic 1991 stampede at an event he hosted where 9 people died. He was never charged. In 1996, he was convicted of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer. In 1999, he and his bodyguards were charged with attacking a music executive, which resulted in a sentence of an anger management course. Later that year came the infamous nightclub shooting while he was with Jennifer Lopez, where he was arrested on gun charges but later acquitted, with his protégé Shine taking the fall. A woman involved in that incident still maintains Diddy shot her in the face. It seems that for decades, nothing has stuck to him, as 50 Cent recently dubbed him. He's the Teflon Diddy. So slippery from all that baby oil that charges just slide right off. This verdict has been met with widespread public outrage, perhaps best summarized by Megyn Kelly's furious reaction. She argued that the sheer volume of evidence presented should have led to more convictions. She pointed to what she believes was clear proof of arson against Kid Cudi's car, the horrific battery of Cassie captured on video, the testimony about him dragging women back into rooms against their will, and the fear he instilled in his victims. Her sentiment, what in the actual F went on in there, echoes what many people are feeling. It's simply baffling to the general public. The prosecution's failure to secure convictions on the major charges is a tough pill to swallow. especially considering the high conviction rate in federal cases. They clearly own the blame for this. It seems they lean too heavily on the emotional horror of Diddy's repulsive lifestyle, with its violence and manipulation, without successfully connecting the dots to the specific legal definitions of racketeering and trafficking in the jurors' minds. Ultimately, this is a painful outcome for the many people who took enormous personal and professional risks to come forward. Their suffering, which was laid bare for the world to see during this dark trial, is undeniable. Cassie, testifying while pregnant, and the other women who shared their horrifying experiences, showed immense courage. While the legal system may have failed to deliver the justice many had hoped for, their voices have irrevocably shattered an empire built on fear and abuse. Perhaps the truest victory lies not in a prison sentence, but in the fact that the darkness was brought into the light, ensuring that the truth, once spoken, can never be silenced again. We hope they find some measure of peace and closure in the days ahead. Thank you for joining us for this important discussion. If you value in-depth analysis and independent media, please consider liking this video, leaving a comment with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribing to our channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing these critical stories to light. We'll see you next time.